Hello, everyone, and welcome to this edition of Investing and Trading Live. My name is Josh Lilquist. Today is Sunday, October 27th. What we're about to do today is a market recap of last week. We haven't got a chance to do that yet. We had a big sell-off in the financial markets last week. And this week, we are most likely going to see a continuation with that volatility. We did have some stocks that showed some pretty good growth on the week. Matter of fact, looking at Nike actually had a decent week. What else? I think Disney struggled. Dick's Sporting Goods actually were positive on the week. So some of the retailers like that did show some strength this week, but the major overall market down on the week. Certain commodities were up, gold and silver. And, that respectively showing what's going on there. Let's get into the market update. Before we do that, we know there is risk in trading. Investing. You can, will you lose money at one point in your life? This is strictly for entertainment purposes only. Hopefully you find it entertaining. This is mainly for my entertainment, but hopefully find it entertaining as well. That being said, this is your own decisions, not mine. S&P 500 closed out the week at $421.19. Major sell-off on the week. Looks like... Not sure percentage-wise, but I know Friday was down 1.23%. So opening up the week right around 433, closing at 421.19. Almost the lows really since back in May. So we're starting to see a sell-off. We have a downtrend on a weekly chart. We also have a downtrend, obviously, on a daily chart. It actually turned right at that 889, and there was not a major supply zone at that 889. It was actually right at a gap. But that being said, sometimes that does work out. So that is your S&P 500 SPY ETF. Dow Jones Industrial Average also down bigly on the week, opening the week right around the 438 mark and closing right at the lows of 338.81-ish. Closing out the week at 331.19. So that's showing a big sell-off. Friday, same thing, down 0.88% on the day. And just major weakness going into the upcoming week here. The futures are going to open up the Forex is going to open up at 4 o'clock here. It's about 3:22 Central Time. It's going to open up in about 38 minutes. And then you have the futures market opening up today right around 5 o'clock. I don't know why I said right around 5 o'clock. It will open at 5 Central Time. And we will see what the futures do throughout the night here. The Qs, which is the NASDAQ, also down in the week. Starting the week right around 366 area. Closing at 354.60. Right at the lows of the week. So a major sell-off on Friday. 1.49% down on Friday. And this one, same thing in a weekly downtrend, daily downtrend, 4-hour downtrend, and everything else is just down on that. Sounds like Jason Derulo singing, "Baby, are you down, 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 down?" I did that one time on the radio last year when the market was selling off, and we got a pretty good response from that. All right, that is your QQQ, which is the NASDAQ. Now, we have next your IWM. This one also, it showed a little bit of strength during the beginning of the week here, but yet it closed at the very bottom, just like everything else, the very bottom of the week, selling off, opening up the week right around 471. It did get up to 475, but closing at 475. Excuse me, let me restart that. Opening up the week at 171 area, did get up to 176, and then closing at 166.44, right at the lows. We have broke those pivots. We are probably going to see a continuation of that here on Monday, but we will see what happens with that. That's your IWM Russell 2000. All right, that's your major index market update. Volatility has creeped up a little bit. We have surpassed the highs since May. So the continuation of the volatility is rising, not looking good. It's kind of gauged as a fear gauge for the market. So if that continues to go up, we will most likely see continuation of a sell-off in the stock market with the inverse correlation, just like the U.S. dollar. But the dollar did have a sell-off on Friday, was down 0.7%, but it gapped up and just went straight down. So that one showed some weakness as we're going into the week here. So actually, that being said, we'll probably see a pop in the stock market potentially here today or Monday. See what the futures do. Let's see other markets. We will look at XLE. That was barely up on the week, closing the week at $90.26. That's your energy sector. Financials had a rough week. They were down 1.5% on Friday, but opening the week at right around $33, closing at $33.20. So a decent drop in there. Silver, let's get into our commodities. So let's start with gold, actually. Gold's seen a surge. Man, just coming right off that demand zone that we identified. And I do like this supply zone. It's getting right up to that as a target, right around the 2008, 2021. So gold continuing to surge. We might see that drop, so if what happens here, if we see this supply zone with gold hold and some sort of demand zone with the equities markets hold, we will probably see that a little correction up with the stock market and your commodities, gold and silver, potentially going down here. So I do like that trade. I think I've been talking about that all week. We identified that on the Discord channel. Currently closing the week at $1,981.45. But that's your gold market. Next, silver, same thing, surging, closing the week at $23.36. That's good for my physical silver. I do like that. Same thing, we're getting near the highs from September of this year. So still technically in a daily downtrend though. And we've seen some weakness closing out the week here. So we'll see what Friday entails with the gold and silver market. Obviously those would be open up here at 5 o'clock Central Time. Bitcoin, we're stuck right around the 29,888 mark. HNT, $1.46. $1.47 exactly. Let's get into our stocks. BHG showing a little bit of a surge here this week. Closing the week out $7.41. Way to go to the hometown company there. Bright Health Group. NVIDIA closing out the week at $413.87. Continuing that sell-off. Down about almost 17% from the highs. So I think I talked about this on Friday with your Magnificent Seven. Seeing some of these major stocks bring down the market now. That's been propping the market up for a long time now. So we'll see what happens here this week. Apple continuing to sell off as well, down roughly about 13% from its highs. And this week struggled on the struggle bus. Tesla continuing that stock sell-off. And this one also down about 30% from its highs. So for those people that are long Tesla, I do like that area right around $183. So, and there's another area, 162. So we do have a couple areas that could bounce off of, but yet then again, it's got a ways to go for that. It's got another 20% to go. Meta selling off towards the end of the week as well, closing the week at $308.65. By the way, Tesla closing the week at $211.99, down about $8 on Friday, which was almost 4%. Let's see here. UPS, continuing that stock sell-off, down 21% from the highs, since they did those, raised their employees' salaries. It was, such in the news about that. American Express really struggling in the past couple months here as well. Really since March, down to 141.57. Goldman Sachs, that's a big one. $300.05, continuing that sell-off. So the financial sector, as we started in the beginning of the podcast here today, that was down pretty big on the week, and that's showing with your banking, your Goldman Sachs, your American Express. I don't think they're considered they're probably in the financial sector. Netflix, that one's showing a big surge on, I think it was Thursday, after earnings, going up about 16%, but yet stuck at that same spot, closing of the week at $400.96 per share. Rounding out that, I did say on Nike has been showing a spike up to $102. We had that 84 or 80 strike that we looked at a while back. That would have been looking really good by now. I did not get into that opportunity, unfortunately, but yet then again, we talked about it in the show. Check the archives out on that one. And rounding out the major stocks, I do want to mention TKO, which is formerly known as WWE, down to $77.97, continuing that sell-off, down about 33, almost 34% from its highs after Endeavor has now picked up and owns TKO Holding Group, or Group Holdings. So that, my friends, is your stock market recap of the week. Tomorrow morning will be Monday. We will check out and see what the overnight did. The overnight markets with the futures. We'll peek at the Forex market. We'll see what the dollar did. And then we'll get into a market update as the market opens up tomorrow. Probably right after the open. Once we see what's happening in the market, we'll probably scan for some options opportunities. If we do see a continuation of volatility. Actually, one more I want to look at, Target. That one, for those people that got those 85 strikes, closing out the week at 108, or so the 105 strikes, closing out the week at 108.83, which is above the strike price. So congratulations to those that got into that Target options play. That being said, we will see you tomorrow. As always, collect your profits when they are given to you and protect your losses, keeping them small. Until next time, retire young, my friends.